But we can still book him for Walter's birthday. It's coming up, so maybe there's a
Do you
chance.
really, listen, give Walter a chance. He's still young. He's not out of it just yet. But certainly if you hire Richard to be a teddy bear at his birthday party, it's downhill.
I've introduced him to Duncan already. That ship
Yeah,
sailed,
fair
Moses.
point.
It's too late. Draken has already gone down, and Envy need a strong start here on map number 2. Otherwise, they might end up going out of the group stage here at ELEAGUE, and you don't want to see that if you're a French fan there. Scream with a headshot taking down Get Right. So a bit more interesting here. 5 versus 3, and they're running onto an empty bomb side. That's what you want when you're on the T side here.
Oh, you'll love this, because look at where these fights have been won. It's Get Right pushing B, it's 2 players pushing A main. They haven't really had to do anything. They just kind of set up and sit back, and I mean, obviously get some nice shots as well, but NiP with that aggression has kind of played themselves out of this round. It just backfires. Unfortunate for them, but a 2-on-4, they don't even have a kit. So at this point, I mean, if you're not getting kills soon, why not just save that? You don't have to invest in armor for the next round, get an upgraded pistol, as silly as that might sound in a pistol round.
Yeah, or upgraded armor if you're feeling really adventurous.
Yeah, getting frisky.
Get the head armor in there. It's a good shot from Forrest. He does make it look easy, doesn't he? But eventually, it's going to be too late. And as you were pointing out, even with the kills, they just didn't have the time. Scream with another good headshot. And that will be the round in favor of Envy here. Starting off strong on map number 2. Good news for them.
Yes, they lost both pistols on Cobble in the first map and the ensuing rounds after that as well. So definitely already they're turning around in the right direction with the pistol here. This is just Get Right dueling someone in that direction, and Scream takes him out from the side. And he makes that play after Draken had fallen at A. And yeah, at this point it's just over. So nicely done from Envy. Look at this, 4 MAC-10s. Surely they have to know this is going to be a buy from NiP, or assume it at least.
Would you look at that, Moses?
Would you just look at it?
I mean, I think this is too much, but I've said that for a long time, and you know, professional teams keep doing it. So I'll give the benefit of the doubt.
What does that tell you about what they think of your opinions, Anders?
Yeah, I guess that's just it, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
must be.
It's a bit rough, I realize, but yeah, I still think this is a risk.
It really is. I mean, obviously the headshots are going to help. That is one of the unhelmeted players. I think he only had body armor.
Yeah, but it's also, for me, it's not even just the risk of fighting MAC-10s versus C-sets with armor. It's also just, I mean, if everybody only gets 1 kill with a MAC-10, was it really worth it?
Yeah, fair play.
You're spreading your chances so thinly.
I think, well, here's the idea. I mean, to not look at it as if it's a crazy decision or a weird decision. I think the thought process for Envy is they want to do a set execute, and with the MAC-10s, since you can be so mobile, you can blow up through your own smokes and flashbangs. You know, you can just get into the bomb site, and you can be very, very fast. And I mean, look at this as they turn the corner. No one really stopping moving. That's what it's designed for, and it works. And yeah, a lot of bonus money coming out. RPK's got 3 kills with the MAC-10, so he's made some good money.
That's not bad. It looked like NiP could have stood their ground a bit more. Bit of a chance here for Get Right, at least picking up a kill and then relocating quickly after.
Not a whole lot you can do here if you're Get Right. Maybe 1 more kill on the way out. Sixer's going to challenge. Get Right again. He's one of the players that didn't have head armor, and the CZ just not powerful enough as Sixer just doesn't have to stop. There it is, 2-0. Jumping around into the bomb site. They eventually do take it over, losing just 2 players in the round.
Good smokes being landed by Envy, some that we're probably going to see later on, especially that one between the container and the forklift, always common.
And I mean, we can bring this up as well. We can, you know, do the whole rolling back the years thing. Is, you know, we talked about on Cobblestone, the smokes that they were throwing. That was like the Threat Classic when he came in, the iconic kind of strategy that he had set up. But at the same time, when Threat first joined this team, this was like NiP became, you know, the best team in the world on cash.
Yeah, they definitely had a powerful run on it. Teams just started banning it against them. Interesting boost behind the sandbags, but Happy just completely unimpressed. Now he's going to Molotov up behind him. They're running through. He's got the knife out. Now the fire had evaporated on the other side. Otherwise, Forrest might have got killed by a teammate. That could have been interesting, but still looking great here for Envy in spite of the moment of panic there for Happy. They're going to win the round 3-0 and moving into the 4th round. Let's see what NiP can do now.
Fair play to Happy. I like the idea. Go for the knife. You know you're going to probably die anyways. But yeah, I mean, the MAC-10s brought forward into that round as well, just building up a lot of money on this T side. So it'll be interesting to see how many they keep. You can see Happy on the screen, the in-game leader, marshaling the troops, letting him all know what he wants done. And they are. They're going to keep 2 MAC-10s, and one's on Sixer, who's the Alper, one's on XMS. So you would imagine this is going to be another execute with the MAC-10s trying to lead the way through. And it's, I mean, they have a couple opportunities. Rez, Draken, there's no head armor on these guys. Oh, and Forrest gets wrecked from the wall. Down to 45 HP.
It's incredibly annoying, especially if you end up playing against the MAC-10 and going down to it because you're lacking the weaponry there or the health. Scream gets a kill on Forrest. He was already softened up, so not bad at all.
I think that's partly as well as a missed smoke in mid. It didn't go all the way to the actual choke point. It kind of bounced off the wall, so there was a gap on that left side. I'm not sure if Forrest was aware, but obviously Scream takes advantage of it. And now this is going to be tough. Draken's going to be left alone over towards the A bomb site, and I'm wondering if NiP is just going to gamble at this B site and have 3 players here, because no one has eyes on mid, which puts so much pressure on Draken, even more so than just being the sole player at A.
Might be in a good position though. Spots the jump, but that smoke again. Just an A bomb site classic, and he can't see anything. He just has to move out almost immediately, and they're just going to give up the site. So yeah, that's it. The gamble at B, and when it doesn't work out, they save the guns.
That's not bad. I made a mistake. I thought Rez was just in checkers. He was actually in vents, so he had eyes on at least connector, and if anyone was swinging out boost. So that allows Draken an avenue of escape. So yeah, they stack over with 3 players, and then Draken, once he gets smoked off, takes a couple shots, see if he can find anything, and then just gives it up. Question becomes, I mean, Envy made a lot of money with the MAC-10s in those ensuing 2 rounds after the pistol. They can actually afford to go try and chase some of these downs. It's a daunting idea because there's 4 players from NiP still alive. But you can't take that risk.
I'm not loving Draken's place to hide here, because the wall behind him is paper thin, and there's a couple of AKs right there. They're going to try for the spray. No, a little bit late. Oh, they do spray through, almost getting him down to 5 health. That could have been horrendous. They had the idea, and you're right, there is a gap in the smoke there, so it's a very simple mistake for NiP to make, but...
Yep. I mean, also, that's just a frustrating round for Forrest, right? Because he starts it off getting hit in the face through the wall like 3 times down to 45. And then obviously not aware that the gap comes in.
What a round. What a way to get started here in the first half. 4-0. Envy looking to bring it back. They must have been feeling pretty disappointed after map number 1, but looking a lot better now. Got the money, and NiP are the ones... Just a little bit of trouble here on CT side.
RPK's got to be careful over at the B site. If he pushes into the sunroom, there is a boost in that B bomb site. Forrest and Rez, they just break it up now. So damage averted. There's XMS with 1 kill onto exist. Still the MAC-10's in play. It is traded off though. I get right.
Yeah, it's very important. The rest are on AKs and AWPs. There's almost no grenades left on NiP, so they're in a bit of an awkward spot, and they're so far drawn back on the map, they have no idea what's happening any longer. At least Forrest is going to go and take a peek over at Checkered, which is pretty good play on him. Just a tiny bit of information. Grenade in, and then the follow-up frag. I'm not sure if they saw Happy getting in there, but that's great play.
I was going to say, very mindful of Draken to make sure you clear that as you get through. Boost up in events. Forrest has got to be careful. There's already one below him to his right. He doesn't see it, but there's the headshot. Now he calls it out. 2 players in mid. He's got some damage. Get Right's going to finish it off. And Sixer and RPK, they're on other sides of the map, so they can't really get together. RPK's got to take this duel here, see if he can open up for his teammate. There's the swing out, and he wins it. Rez offers himself, and now Draken and Get Right are the ones in the back foot, having to rotate in where they have no position. Smoke, Molotov on Sixer. He's going to be able to get into the bomb site with the bomb into a 2-on-2.
Good basics here for Envy, not leaving anything to chance, and crossing against Get Right certainly would have been a big mistake. Counter grenades coming up, and now they're going to exit the bomb site, and they've planted for this position. So I love everything about this from Envy's point of view. This won't be an easy retake for NiP. Get Right gonna go in first, a little bit paranoid that someone might still be on the bomb site. They're not quite sure because they might have had trouble hearing them coming out. There's the shot from RPK, and Draken no longer feeling it. Great play here for Envy. Tries to get a shot through, but even at this point, it's just too late.
Yeah, no, you send Get Right in, see if you can get a kill that's going to help you out, and then Draken brings the valuable gun to bear into the next round, trying to save it here. He's going to at least get away from Sixer. RPK still on the hunt, and Draken actually positions himself to fight this, and he shouldn't have, because RPK immediately takes him out. Not even a shot taken by Draken. 5-0 for Envy, and this is NiP's map pick.
Yeah, and we probably have to talk about the fact that RPK is 10-0 right now. He hasn't died yet. That's worrying. And actually, I think the last time we saw Envy play on Cash, he did something similar. There are players who just come alive on certain maps, you know?
Well, yesterday when they played the game against Virtus Pro, it was RPK who had like 32 kills or something like that, something mad. And he was the one who really led them to the victory. Everyone kind of cooled off in that Cloud9 game, obviously. But yeah, leading the way here. That's good for him, 10-0. NiP's gotta figure some things out on this map. It seems like some of their mid-round rotations on the CT side, and fair play, this is actually a very difficult map to play the mid-rounds as a defense.
Yeah.
Especially because NiP's not bringing out an aggressive style. They're playing it very, very passive. So they're playing a little bit blind, cheating towards the B bomb site quite frequently. And at the moment, it's just not panning out for them.
The switch up that we're seeing out of the Swedish team involves the double AWP setup, so maybe that could be a change. Draken is pushed into Squeak. I wonder if Happy heard the door opening, because he's very patient on the other side, not going to go and peek it just yet. If he does, though, and Draken gets the kill, could be interesting. That smoke is up in main behind or next to Draken, and when that goes away, he has to figure out if he wants to stay or not, because falling back out of this position is not always easy.
That's the thing. He's going to stay, and Exist is there. If Draken gets into a fight or takes a shot, Exist will have to throw that last flashbang he has to pop flash A main. That or Draken just needs to get more and more aggressive, as you can see, inching his way up. He's now fully committed to this play. There's no falling back from here. And Happy is being so patient. Is Draken going to clear it the whole way?
He's crouched in, spots it, actually gets some damage on end with the follow-up USP, but Happy's going to win the fight. Rez goes down on the other side of the map, and Forest is flashed, and RPK was flashed as well, but still comes out on top, and get right, doesn't really matter any longer. Going to be falling back into the connector, and he is trapped and locked in for the moment. Goes to take a fight. There's 3 people on this side, and fair play to Get Right. Did a good job with the double kill, but ultimately it's 6-0 for Envy here. Wow, I mean, I like the play for Draken, actually. I think it's a cool idea, but that brick in the wall just ruined his day.
That one that's just jutting out right in the middle as well. Yeah, that's a really tough angle for Happy to be holding for Draken to find. That's tough stuff. I mean, this just seems like deja vu to the very last map, to Cobblestone, except just the teams are reversed. Now it's NiP, who we've seen a couple different looks out of their CT side. We've seen them aggressive. We've seen them passive. We've seen the double op setup. Now we've seen an op get aggressive. And nothing's working. RPK and Sixer both are deathless. Yeah,
13 kills now for RPK, not going down yet. He's going to pick up a couple more. That's a quick round now, up to 15-0. He's working on a personal best mode. Someone's going to have to go and figure out what obviously at this point hasn't yet died, but still, when we get to the end of the half, could be interesting to see. And NiP, I like the change. I like Draken aggressive. I like sort of the bit of a risk having just 2 people on A and no one middle. But what can they do?
I mean, it doesn't really matter at the moment that they don't have anyone middle, because Envy really hasn't had to use mid control in any big tactical way. I mean, they're just winning the battles on all the extremities. When NiP's aggressive, they're winning there. When they're passive, they're getting into the bomb site and winning there as well. So Scream, maybe a bit of a shoulder peek. Draken takes a shot, but it doesn't land. At the moment, Envy just feeling supremely confident, and you could see Draken getting more aggressive, sticking around in mid just longer than usual. Him and Get Right are here. No utility really used for the Envy side.
It's a dangerous peak for Get Right. And again, they have the boost in the B-bomb side there, with Forest up on top, so...
You gotta feel like Scream's just essentially an AWP when he's boosted up in that position, right?
Absolutely lethal. There's the boost maybe coming into play. You heard it being called out in the background by the French. They were quick to realize, and Sixer manages to survive. And now Forrest's going to go for the peak. Will take down RPK. So finally, they've brought down the raid boss himself. And now Get Right with a couple of counter grenades coming out here, holding Envy in place. And now, what are they going to do? Actually goes very aggressive behind this. Right, a bit of mistake. Scream gets a headshot on Forrest.
Here's the tough part. Does Happy make a play? It seems like they're committed to this B bomb set. Envious is, but Happy's in a position to flank them all out, or at least cut the map in half. And NiP's going to rotate off of this because they feel no more pressure at B. All the meanwhile, the clock is ticking down. But this is the endgame. No one from Envious moving, no one pivoting. They've got to hold this off, and Sixer and Scream, they can't really do a whole lot.
It's 19 seconds. This should be NiP's round, although the only thing is they don't have any more grenades. There's a peek, and Rez will pick up a kill. Get Right as well, helping out. And with 9 seconds, they're just out of luck here on the Envy side. 6 of the last man to go down. Rez picking up a couple of kills. I think those were the first 2 kills of the game for him. But then Drake and Exist are also at 1 each. So it's been just a slow start here for NiP. It finally works out.
That's an understatement. Forrest winning this round, even with just the 1 kill. It's the follow-up peeks through the smoke where he gets 2 dinks. And from there, I mean, the reason why Envy gets stalled out for so long is you've got 2 players with 15 HP-ish and no nades with which to actually get into the bomb site or cross or give anyone an advantaged fight. So Envy just kind of knew they were beaten at that point. First round on the board for the Ninjas, but they've got to build upon it. They can't get reset. Here's a battle. Sixer just waiting, and Draken slides right into his crosshair, but not far enough. That's a good win for the NiP Alper.
It's very hard to know who comes out on top in a battle like that, because you don't get much warning.
I mean, it's one of those things when we're watching Sixer screen, all he sees is like a little elbow jutting out before he falls, so tough to win a battle like that.
I think theoretically, because when you're crouched like that, your model is slightly wider. So it's not always clear that it is an advantage to do it like that, but it worked out just fine. Drake can Exist over at the A bomb site. Get Right holding on to middle. When you're a man up like this, you feel pretty good on cash because you've got almost everything covered.
Well, and look at Rez as well. He's got the second AWP. He's actually pushed out of the B bomb site and got that angle right by Sunroom, so he knows there's no one at B. That allows Forrest to cheat over. Oh my god, what a win from XMS. Draken just too slow. He's got to do more though. Fighting into the site. Exist gets caught with a nade in his hands. Now the A bomb site is lost.
Don't want to lose a round like this if you're NiP. Forrest darting through the smoke, playing at the forklift, making a lot of noise. That gets heard by XMS, and he's going to pick up that kill. Third for him before he finally goes down to Get Right, which is a 2-on-2 now. And there is a flank coming in. It is Rez with the AWP. The problem is, if he scopes here, they can hear it out in the open. They get the kill on Scream, and RPK's in a lot of trouble now. The Molotov in on top of him by the forklift. He's trapped in the corner, and there's no way out. Rez will take him down. That's a big retake here. NiP could have easily lost this round after the initial mistake, but it works out in the end.
Yes, it absolutely does. This is great from XMS. Just a missed shot from Draken. Again, falls into the category of the meme, that 30% angle in front of him where he just can't hit shots. I mean, you almost feel bad when that starts getting proven to be true. But still, 2 in a row now for NiP. They don't get reset. Double op setup as well. They salvage that into this round.
Surely the plan for him just is whenever he's covering an angle like that, just look way to the side.
Yeah, just look to the left.
Yeah, look into the box, and then every shot is a flick, Moses.
Those are like the offers that are just so frustrating to watch, because you're like, how does this happen?
7-2. The Bank of Envy starting to slowly dwindle here. Aggressive push in for Exist, and lose a round or a kill like that, not always good. There's Draken with a nice shot mid-air. Misses the next one, does get pushed in on, and now he's in a lot of trouble. XMS will take him down, and now running out in the open. That was a bit bold by Forrest to try and save the team. Rez has to try and save the AWP here. Very aggressive round, and sort of, they almost were giving the opening there for NiP. As soon as Exist goes down, they just think, great.
Yeah, let's rush. Here's what's confusing about that round to me, though. If you're NiP and you have Draken at forklift with an AWP, why does it Exist who's like swinging wide, and why isn't Draken swinging with them? Why isn't Draken the one just grabbing an angle with the AWP? Seems like a much safer option to me, especially considering NiP's lost that battle, on pistol round, on some of the ensuing gun rounds. They haven't had success with that kind of aggression, so you've kind of neutralized your own double op setup, and now Rez can't even scope in time.
No, he's just in a terrible position there.
Yeah.
Not easy to scope either. It could be heard from a pretty long way away there. So 8-2. Just when Envy were about to be out of money as well. That's the worst feeling if you're NiP. You almost had them at the breaking point.
Yeah, you did the job. You got halfway there and you just couldn't finish it. So, I mean, they're going to buy into this next round. I mean, stringing 2 together, having some players survive. RPK's up to 16-3. That's quite nice. But, you're out of money, but you can still buy if you're NiP. You have an AWP. Forrest is light, obviously, but a couple M4s. This isn't a bad buy, all things considered.
Sixer and RPK holding that B push if it ever comes. Rez is in the vent or just waiting over there. which is a position that Envy can easily Molotov out, which people tend to do when they have this many Molotovs on the T side. So right now, Envy just, I think, they've maybe got a bit paranoid. NiP have had a lot of pushes into main and even some into Squeak Door. So it looks like the French are just waiting at the moment to try and see if anything is going to come of it. And it could be just a regular old B execute here, or A execute, sorry.
Very well could, and it's Drake and it's Exist here. So they've got an AWP, they've got the FAMAS as well. And these positions make a bit more sense, but we've actually seen Envy on these executes double Molotov over towards MPK, over towards Quad, but that's a little bit too much of a peak from RPK. He gets taken out, Happy down to 5. He's got to be so passive inside door now. This is looking sketchy. Flashbang out, that's going to slow things down even more. There's Get Right jumping up. He's got one, spraying, falling down, but still into a 3-on-3, and Sixer is turning the tides.
That's a big double kill for him, actually make it a triple. Finally, Happy goes down after the initial fight. Get Right jumping down for the smoke, spraying and running, and Sixer, he can't stand up to the spray. Scream, 1 versus 2 with 25 seconds. When that smoke disappears, is he going to have the headshots to keep this one alive? He needs to get the bomb plant down at some point here. I think now he's been spotted out, but I might want to leave Scream alone in this position. Clicking away, not quite working out. Get Right instead with the quad kill. And then NiP picking up a 3rd round there. So not that much time left. So a bit dangerous for Scream to be wasting so much of it just looking for the kills.
Those are 6 shots from Sixer to keep them alive into that round. Almost gives them a chance to win it.
Yeah, and we just talked about his lack of impact, so maybe he heard it. Maybe he was...
I was going to say, yeah, maybe he's a little angry at Richard. Everyone's angry at Richard.
Wouldn't be the first time that happened, right?
No, it really wouldn't.
You know what he could do to remedy some of that? Just dress up as a bear.
I was going to say, I knew exactly where that was going. Oh, there's a good shot from Drake, and again, an awkward angle. This is a stack. 2 kills from Drake, and so quickly this round is over. 3 players here for NiP. I don't think it would have mattered if it was just Drake and Rez. They combined for all 5 kills. Finally, some of the aggression has paid off. And also, finally, they might have forced Envy finally onto a round of just pistols.
Look at, if you saw that peak from Six's point of view, again, Draken just almost not showing.
Yeah.
It's a big gamble when you jump into the angle like that, because you really don't know if you're going to get sort of the better trade or if the guy on the other end is just going to have a better angle than you.
Sixer wasn't happy there. He slams the table.
Showing a bit of emotion.
Yeah, because, I mean, it would be frustrating if those are like the 2 peaks that you get against Draken, where you just see his elbow and then you die and you just don't know what's going on. Frustration coming out, but no need for that. They are up 8-4. I think between these 2 teams, though, I mean, I think this is going to be a T-sided map. We kind of see that in general, that this map lends itself to have some pretty effective T-sides at times. So, I mean, as desperate as it looks for NiP, since, at one point it was 7-0, they've started to come back into this. They've kind of just, stopped the bleeding at the very least.
Down to pistols. Looks like there's going to be a run boost from the T side. Draken, though, not caught by it, and will get a kill before he falls back around the corner. Good flick on Sixer. And now he's just being put under a little bit of pressure here, but the backup is there for Get Right. Generally just a good round here, no problem at all. I like the run boost attempt for Envy. I think that's still a cool idea, but 5-8. Now, maybe they're overthinking things. I mean, something that was very popular for a while on Cash was putting 1 or 2 people on highway from the T side. Trying to crunch the A bomb side from that direction. I feel like Envy haven't really done much to try and do that. Get highway control.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't even tried to get mid control, but I think part of that is also the fact that, the opening 7-8 rounds that they win, like NiP offered them a lot with the aggression. They were having great success finding picks, so why not just keep doing that if you don't need to take mid control? Forest burning. I don't think he thought that was going to spread, and he's going to pay for it with half of his HP. And this is much more aggressive, much more fast-paced. Envy's already out in A.
That little push there drew everything away, but an absolute disaster. The bomb is down. Get Right. He got the 1 kill that he needed on screen. That's going to buy all the time they need, and they've got another one. Exist has picked up a kill as well. In the meantime, Get Right pushing through on the forklift, and RPK holding his ground on just 8 health. 1 grenade, and he's going to be gone. Now, finally, Envy could go for the bomb plant, but that just bought so much time for NiP to get into position for the retake. Couple of Molotovs left here on Envy, and they might be critical, and somehow RPK has got out from behind the forklift. If he'd still stay there, well, he'd be gone right about now, so he's thanking his lucky stars. There's the setup, the smoke into main. A little bit of a tap coming through. Happy Shooting through the smoke. This is madness. XMS getting a kill on one. Happy. He goes down afterwards. RPK still alive on 8 health from before. He's going to get a quick double. Oh my god, Draken. AWP not needed. The C-set 75 will do all the work. And that's round number 6 for NiP.
All the nades coming to bear for NiP, and I think GetRight's going to be exhaling after that one. That mistake, a little too aggressive, I think, taking Fortlift at that point. You had a 5-on-3. No need to go for that risk when you have teammates coming in with the nades and the Molotovs. But a masterful clutch from Drake, and as they're burning alive, they're very, very low. And good stuff from NiP. 6-8 now. They have really, really stopped this. It was 7-0, so now it's been a 6-1 run for the Ninjas.
Gonna be happy about that. Quite impressed by how much RPK got done even after he was that low, but couldn't close it out towards the end anyway. So for the 15th round, it's AK's 1 Mac-10, some grenades here on the Envy side.
I have to imagine, to a certain degree, if you're, this must be frustrating for NiP because of the fact that they've had a couple rounds where they've put a lot of attention on mid. Because when you play against most teams on this map, there is going to be some semblance of an attempt to get mid control from the T side, and NiP has been expecting it at some point throughout this half, and it's just never come. You know, I think there's only really been one round where Envy has gotten 2 players out mid, but for the most part, it's been, you know, boost 6er or scream up, see if they can get a pick, see if they can get something for us, but no real presence on the other side of it.
Cleared out at least some of main. There's that Molotov that we were talking about. Forest falling back into a secondary Molotov, and eventually it's the AK from RPK who gets the kill, but that's a nice setup. Now they've lost GetRight as well. Bit of a spray from Rez. He's trapped in the corner for the moment. He's going to go for the fight against Sixter. The timing is so good. Rez coming up big with a double kill there, but they've left mid open.
And 3 players over at the B bomb site for NiP. I don't think they realize Envy's left the bomb, or maybe they do know from that kill that that was the bomb carrier. This has somehow worked out for NiP at the moment, even though, oh, that's a sick shot from Drake, and even getting dinked through the corner. XMS and Happy. No, they don't know they have the bomb down. I mean, this has got to be so confusing if you're the Ninjas, but you might be giving up all the advantages you have considering everyone's left this B bomb site, except for Draken. It's all on him. 10 seconds left. He can end it, and the timing isn't with him. Actually, the Molotov forces him back.
8 seconds here. Cross is going to be made. Happy planting for XMS, who only has 3 health. And he's standing in a spot that kept be actually wall-banged in. Bit of damage there. And Drake covering the angle. He's going to miss the shot this time. XMS, great headshot to take down Rest. That's a big kill. But there's a secondary player coming in, and he doesn't know. That leaves Happy alone on the bomb site. And what a headshot from Exist, saving the round here for NiP. That will make it 8-7 in the first half, and a huge comeback for the Swedish team in this first half.
An absolutely brilliant recovery. I mean, it's very, very good stuff. It's 7-1 run for NiP to end that half. So it looked dire for so long. The CT side for NiP looked lost. It was a great T side from Envy to start things out, but the recovery is beautiful. So NiP, they become competitive as the half goes on. We'll see if they can close it out 2-0 after the break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we had a bit of a strange roller coaster ride for Envy on map number 2, where it was going uphill for such a long time, and you expect like a great ride afterwards, but it crashed into the ground at the end. Moses. It ended up being 8-7 after Envy won 7 rounds in a row. So a bit of a strange situation. And RPK was doing so much at the beginning there. You saw the scoreboard there. He was absolutely on fire.
I mean, it helps tell the tales, right? I mean, I think when they were up 7-0, we commented that RPK was 15-0 on the scoreboard, and then he gets 4 kills for the rest of the half during that decline. I actually was going to go the other way with an analogy. I was thinking it's like, you know, the movies where someone's falling off a cliff and they just stick like the pickaxe into the wall at the last second and hang on. That was like, I went from the NiP angle, you went from the Envy angle. They both work. They both work.
I like it. I think that's a good. I'm sure the meme squad at ELEAGUE are going to do a good job and
find a way to put a bear or a clown into it as well.
That can
It'll be a
work.
clown falling off of a mountain.
I might be going on a roller coaster on Sunday. Going to visit Six Flags if I can. So we'll see. Hopefully it's not going to end as badly as it might for Envy here. It's going to be a bit of a rush onto the site. Scream with a great headshot. And RPK as well finally gets overrun, but Sixers in the corner. A perfect double pickup. And Scream will close it out with a shot on Get Right. All headshots here for Envy.
Yeah, it's, I mean, a great setup from RPK in quad. He's the one fighting. He's got a teammate behind him, Sixer, but it's Scream's 2 kills that really distracts him because I think those are the only 2 players that beat bomb site. You don't often think there's going to be 3, especially because the popular setup for CT pistol rounds is that retake. You know, you stack up at the B bomb site, you play 1 player, and you just see if you can win the retake there. But Envy full NiP. Both pistols now for Envy in this cash game. It was NiP who won both of them on Cobblestone. They ended up winning that. Still a ways to go for Envy at 9-7.
But that's usually, I think, statistically, when you win both the pistols on one map, you, generally speaking, are in quite a good position. So we'll see what they can do. Bit aggressive here. Rez hoping for an opening, but it's one of those positions, especially with the deal, where you could really do a lot. Get Right has a scout. That's interesting as well. Forrest getting dangerously close. Sixter, I'm not sure he's realizing the kind of trouble he's in. Forrest will take him down and looking for even a second fight all the way into the A bomb site where only 2 people are holding. This could be a real problem. Behind the forklift, Happy being put under a lot of pressure. Forrest trying to slide into the perfect angle. It will be Forrest to pick up the kill. And RPK has to stay alive, and that's just not possible. Rez will take him down. Disastrous start for this round here. Envy in some trouble. Draken looking for the headshot. He's going to get overrun. XMS wants to be the hero yet again. And Get Right very low on health. XMS rolling in with that MP9, and there's the kill. Triple for him. Quad, in fact, looking for the ace. The jump! Oh my god! Taking down Rez. It can't get better than that. What a clutch for XMS.
Oh, that is so cruel. The jump to close out the ace. It felt like NiP had that. The last person you want to salvage an M4 in one of these rounds is Forrest, but this is so sick. XMS baiting out the peak from Get Right, snapping over, and then this is the last thing Rez expected to happen.
Ooh, well, we talked about Sixer slamming the desk earlier.
I was actually told, I was tweeted at, I missaw that he didn't slam the desk. He threw a hand warmer on the ground, so still frustration, but just of a different variety.
Just measured.
Yeah, a little bit of a different degree, isn't it?
I like it. I want players to slam the desks. Obviously, I don't have to pay for them if they break, so maybe that's why, but I still think it's it makes it exciting, doesn't it? Double peek into A main here for Envy. That's aggressive, needlessly so, but if it works out, certainly going to put a lot of pressure on NiP.
Yeah, it really is. And you can just see they're just trying to farm for this money, this aggression. How much does he want to go forward? Another smoke's going to come out, so doesn't want to be more aggressive than he already is. They have control. They've essentially won the round from here. The only thing that could really cause them to lose is if they overextended and get punished for it. There's Scream taking the duel in mid. Rez falls, and Happy's just looking over the top of this smoke. I think if you're... Ooh, that's a good find as the smoke clears. Happy not ready for it. I was going to say, I think if you're Exists, you know Scream is a duelist. You know he's going to take that fight with an M4, so you think you have the opportunity for just maybe a fortunate deagle headshot. So why not go for it?
He's getting a lot of chances here, Exist, and eventually he will go down. You're right, though. Scream is one of those players. I think... If I was on a team with him, I would lose my mind sometimes trying to sort of tell him, like, please, please don't do it. But at the same time, you feel like...
You have to give him that freedom, don't you? That's just like what... That's the style.
It is. And when it works,
it's great.
You can take over a game. So
all I know is if I was in Scream's position and I was dueling that deagle that's on boost, I would have been one-shotted. I have like some in this
Magnetic.
game magnetic attraction to deagle bullets. So
Maybe it's the bald head, Moses. Sticks out.
it's too easy, wasn't it? Back to the hair. Here we are.
There we go. Back on track.
Just wouldn't be a normal day in esports if there wasn't a bald joke in there.
But yeah, I'm glad we can keep that up. Scream and RPK do have a bit of a crossfire. That's not so easy to break if you're on the NiP side. But, one good Molotov maybe on Scream could do the job. That would be interesting. They do have Get Right to sort of follow it up. There's a smoke instead into that corner, so Draken sneaking in. There's a good headshot at Scream. No, he's going to be feeling very nervous right about now.
No, but the great thing is he puts out the Molotov, yes, but he breaks up the stack. He has to do it to survive, but he has no chance of helping his teammate. Now they know where he is. They knew that there was going to be a crossfire. Draken could clear that completely. Oh, wow. Scream. He's busted that up. Every disadvantage in the book, and he still wins it.
That's so ridiculous. Sixer's got a kill on Rez in the meantime as well. Yeah, this should not be happening, and XMS is there with a big flank coming out of the B bomb site. How is Scream alive? He should have been dead 100 times. He gets a third kill in, taking down Get Right. What a monster. That was about as bad as it could get. You lose your teammate for the crossfire.
Yes.
They're shooting into the smoke. They know where you are, and you just find your way out casually.
It feels like that should have not been possible. It also feels like maybe NiP just kind of fixates on that position because they know he's there, right? And you know he's there, but you can use that. You have the information. You've busted up the stack, the second player in mid. You know he's there, and you can try and make an educated guess based on that. Maybe you hit the B bomb site. Maybe you think that's the second player at B.
Or just wait for the smoke to clear, put in a Molotov instead.
Yeah, just do that.
They had a lot of options.
Yeah, they did. Well, those options are dwindling 7 to 12. They can't afford to have this kind of a slow start again in both halves. They've got to get on it. So they're going to do some kind of a save round, maybe a half investment, maybe some pistol and armor. You can see they're buying up some utility, deagle armor on Draken. And then the next round is the one where, it's really their last-ditch effort to get back into this game.
It's a very fortunate turn of events there for NiP in that last round. I mean, that was your big chance, and they kind of gave it away. Now they're set up outside of the B bomb site. Could be one of those run boost moments again if they really want to try for it.
They've got 2 Molotovs. They could actually firebomb the site. This might be for, for checkers, just to make sure they can just jump right through that smoke and only worry about the bomb site.
So at least one good counter flashbang. Scream set up for the second one. Going to be a bit of a pop flash in. They're all blind right in front of Scream, and a great triple kill coming out of him. Eventually, he's going to get taken down, but that was all worth it. Draken here, not a chance in hell. Going to go down to Sixer instead. 13-7 lead. We might very well see a map number 3 here, Moses. Are you excited about that? Do you love Nuke? I'm a big fan of Nuke myself.
I enjoy Nuke, and more importantly, I really like NiP on Nuke. I like Virtus Pro on Nuke.
Yes, I said Virtus Pro. No. We don't talk about them anymore, Moses.
Listen, I'll be the only one. If that's what it takes.
You still your heart hasn't quite been broken enough yet.
No, I think it's just been so broken. I know there's no real solution. There's no coming back to the level that I'm at. Well,
you deserve better, Moses. You must move on and find new teams.
Find happiness elsewhere.
Yes.
That's a nice flash. Rez, he has a chance. Oh, the spray transfer. That's good, but Sixer through the wall. What? With 1 HP, nothing going right for the Ninjas in this half.
I'm not even convinced that's legal. He just decided to fire the gun, and the push comes in. XMS catching Get Right with a grenade in his hand. He did see Happy falling back from that position, Forrest, but this is a thoroughly chaotic round. 3-on-3. NiP have all the time in the world.
Yeah, they don't know this as well. If they were to pressure this B bomb site and use the utility, they'd have a massive advantage. Both ops here at the B bomb site, they can't really challenge. They basically get to take their shots, and if those don't land, then they just lose the site, especially considering the 1 HP on Sixer. So I think NiP is just going to set up, wait for some kind of push, obviously. Exist looking towards mid, Draken looking for those A pushes. I think they're going to come back to this B bomb site, though. That's where Forrest is positioned to make sure there's no counter aggression here. 40, yeah.
40 seconds. They can still afford to wait. I think they're hoping for Envy to make a mistake and go and peek somewhere, but what really worries me now for NiP is they could end up pushing A with, 17 seconds, and then with Scream in that corner, that could be it.
Yeah, if he just delays it just enough. Oh, there's Forrest. Great kill on a Sixer. That was the 1 HP player. It was a headshot. A little bit of overkill, but Scream's not moving.
Oh, no. Look at this. 17 seconds. There's the Molotov. He's forced out. Could have almost got the double, but very patient play for NiP.
You got to feel bad for Scream to a certain degree there, because that Molotov, you know, there's two places you can put it. You can put it against that corner, you can put it deeper, and it just goes right onto Scream's lap. So he's forced into the peak. Nice patient round from NiP, adjusting back over towards the A bomb site. Especially after the fact that so many of those fights early on could have just swung away from them, couldn't they have?
I don't think Happy saw Exist moving in, so he's probably feeling relatively safe. We'll spot him out, although...
I don't think Exist saw Happy this time.
Well then.
Yeah, how about that?
Everybody's attention is somewhere else. So, I mean, good news for Envy if they can save this AWP. That could make a difference. They have the money in the bank, so they can buy up on everybody else. It looks like Happy's going to make his way out, so... It's a good round for NiP, and I like the slowdown after the initial fight. Not all teams remember to do that. This is so stupid.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, poor Rez. Well, especially because the first kill, he's shooting at Sixer, and the other guy just kind of walks into his bullet, so he's very fortunate there, just an instant headshot. Yeah, the money's now dwindling for the Envy side. You can see XMS and RPK down below 2,000. Happy's going to be fine after, you know, keeping that AWP, but the double op setup is expensive, and that eats really far away at Sixer. So NiP, with one well-timed reset of the Envy economy, they can challenge on the scoreboard.
Attempted spray coming out from GetRight. Did...
The master of spray?
Yeah, he did 12 damage to Scream, so...
That's a god tier, isn't it?
It's definitely worth it there.
Listen, it's better than the two flashbangs that he hit Happy with on Cobble.
It is. Look at Sixer. He's up on the lamp, looking into... I mean, it's really interesting. I actually think that's an underused position in many ways, but I am also slightly mental.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, you have had that discussion about using this position on a retake.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just so exposed. There's so much faith in Scream, and Draken gets a double?
That's pushed out of B. It has to be. I think he was all the way in T spawn, up on that sort of sign that's back there. So it's almost impossible for Envy to see it. What do you do in a round like this? Just call it quits and say, well, just wasn't our round, was it?
Yeah, essentially. You can't do anything. If I'm Scream, I'm booking it over to the A bomb site to hang out with my teammates. You know, you have a lot of players whose economy has been, you know, chipped away and is kind of gone, but you have enough players, especially if you can save these guns. I know Happy can buy for himself because he saved the AWP, and surely they can drop one weapon over more than likely, so.
There they are.
Yeah.
Lined out on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing you could do at that point. You have to say, yeah, well, okay.
Fair play. Maybe next time someone swings out wide.
Be careful. So that will be a 9 rounds for NiP. I mean, I guess the upside for Envy is that's not a round that NiP can just choose to reproduce. So
no.
They just sort of more gifted it.
But you can see, I mean, as well, I mean, you can't predict that's going to happen, but the previous round, remember how much aggression there was. 2 players pushed in door, then 2 players pushed out B, so NiP's just saying, all right, Envy's starting to get more and more aggressive. Let's just, you know, post up here for 40 seconds into the round, right? That's at like the 1 minute mark, so he's there for quite some time, just waiting for that aggression.
Focus in the eyes of Draken here. I mean, he's been playing a very good game here on Cash. He's actually almost top of the scoreboard. GetRight still ahead in 7 on their team, but 16 on Draken. And on the other team, it's still RPK leading at 21. I mean, got to give him credit. He's been playing, even though most of those kills were at the beginning of the first
7
half,
rounds, yeah.
Still pretty good. He's still doing a lot of work. So the gap is slowly closing here for Envy.
I mean, the one thing that NiP's still looking for is that economic reset. Envy's done a great job. I mean, obviously they build up so much bank in the first, 5 rounds that they won. But even the choice to save there delays it for another round. Otherwise, we'd be seeing just pistols here. So this is another formidable buy out of Envy. They're buying through this losing bonus building up. So, I mean, these are not easy rounds for NiP to grind away by any means.
3 men in middle, and what a jump from Drake and a takedown Scream. That's so hard to deal with. He even tries again with a wall bang, and it's not far off. That's gotta feel miserable if you're on the enemy team. You just had the allocation of 3 men in here to try and see if you could hold the middle. Good refrag though from Happy, and just a bit too bold. There's a second kill, and Forrest goes down, so...
Oh,
they give it and they take it away again?
Yeah, first he giveth. Oh, that was beautiful sequence by Drake in that jump, though. My man Launders is going to be happy about that one when he sees the replay. But regardless, I mean, I think the peak from Forrest. Drake, and it's unneeded, but that's, you know that's going to happen with an Opera who's feeling it, and he also spotted out Happy's position. I think Forrest doesn't need to take that peak. Huge disadvantage into this round, although Happy and RPK still positioned in mid. If this A hit comes in, it's Sixer who's got a big job to do. He cannot afford to have one miss with the AWP inside this A bomb site.
Once again, he's boosted up. The flashbang is going to force him back, and now into the regular corner. A lot of grenades coming in from the NiP side. Another Molotov there, and he goes down. He was forced. No chance to stand anywhere on the bomb site. And now Happy taking a bit of a risk getting close to the corner. He will survive, and a great flick to take down Get Right. That's unbelievable. And coming in from behind, the perfect timing. There's RPK, but
ooh,
Happy is on fire right now.
I didn't know he had it in him. That's sick. This was beautiful.
Yes.
Even a mistake from the Envy side, 2 smokes going in towards connector. Yeah, see, Draken, I mean, he sees him, obviously. He can't hit that shot, and he thinks he's blind. That's the peak that I think Forrest doesn't need to be taking. I mean, that's one of those decisions you make at the heat in the moment. You have a split second to decide, and then once you die, you're just like, yep, shouldn't have done that. And there's no taking it back at that point, is there?
Hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
14-9 here. That's such good news for Envy. Again, they were at the end of their economy, more or less. I mean, that was an expensive round for them. Don't mistake that. But still, now they've got to be feeling very close to a victory here. 14-9.
Remember, they won it with the double op setup. There's no AWP on board this time around, so missing some of those tools that they've wanted. 14-9, getting closer to that map point to extend this into Nuke. They've still got a battle. Here's that crossfire.
RPK put down his smoke, and they actually don't have more smokes to re-smoke middle here. So this crossfire only really worked last time because Scream went nuts and got 3 kills. See if it can happen again. Sixer's gone down. That was Rez taking the kill. RPK pushing in. Wow, the timing is so good. And again, Scream with a double kill. So it's just working for them in the middle here, and Rez is going to fall. That leaves Exist with really no chance any longer. You thought that was great for NiP, getting that early kill, but
this crossfire, man, like, I feel like both times they've ran it, they've just been put in a huge disadvantage, and they somehow just fight their way out of it. Get Right's looking for Scream. He's not expecting the peak from RPK, and I mean, even though it's kind of like the same angle you're watching, it still catches you off guard when a player comes into your screen that close. It's at a different angle than you're expecting. Exist has to fight his way out. Good flank from Happy. There's the op recovered for Envy. It's so tough for NiP. You got to feel for him. Grinding out those rounds in a row, getting the economy so low, feeling like they could have springboarded that into a lead or at least tie the score up. And then it's just taken away.
Yeah, they won 2 in a row here on the second half NiP, but they did need one more round to fully break the economy, and that round hasn't come yet. Now, they've got not very much to work with here. A couple of AKs, and that's pretty much it. And Envy feeling very good, pushing us onto a third map, nearly. Just need one more round. Again, the mid defense is pretty tight here for Envy, which I kind of like.
Neither team's had a whole lot of success stemming from mid control on the T side of things. I mean, Scream and RPK have been doing a pretty solid job, all things considered. And here's Scream spamming away. There's still one player. Sixer gets one through the smoke. He was at forklift, and it's down into a 3-on-4. The bomb is going to get planted, but there's not a whole lot for NiP to use.
Grenades coming out from NiP, trying to buy time. They have one Molotov on Draken, and he's already going to put it out, just trying to buy even further time here. 3 versus 4, and NiP trying to hold on to the map. They don't want to go to that map number 3. Draken being pushed forward in towards the smoke, and now the push comes in. Scream with a headshot on Exist, and it's all on Draken. He can't turn around quick enough, and that's going to be map number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Envy making it 16-9 here against NiP on Cash. That is a great job on their part. Not easy.
It really is, recovering from the map 1 loss. I mean, both teams winning both pistols and winning each other's map choices. So NiP tried to call their way back in. They didn't quite make it. So Envy's going to bring us to a third map. Stay tuned for Nuke.